Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. It's another top six preview. This was actually the first top six preview we did of the season. It was Chelsea versus Liverpool. It was the infamous Lampard has sussed out Klopp. And do you know what? Right, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We fast forward now, we're in March. There's a top four race on involving Chelsea and Liverpool. Most of us thought these two teams would be potentially involved in a title race. Lampard's been sacked. Liverpool fallen from grace this season, but it is a huge game. We're here to preview it today. We're joined by Neats. That's the queen of the football test. She's back this week, bigger and better than ever. And when I say bigger, I just mean in a grand sort of way. Not like she's been sitting at home eating donuts. We've got David on the Chelsea team today alongside Anita. And then representing Liverpool, man like Callum from the Coppish, who are killing it right now on YouTube. They are. I'm actually getting slightly worried, to be fair. And man like Conroy is here as well. And it isn't just a preview. We're having a quiz today. So stay tuned if you're watching the playback. We're having a quiz. We are going to be testing their knowledge about their football clubs. How well do they actually know Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively? So make sure you stay tuned in for this entirety. Smash the like button right now. That's it. Hit it. Share it on your social media platforms as well. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's jump straight into this. Good evening. How are you all?
Good,
thanks.
It's nice to be back on a panel with Callum. It's so nice. It's so nice. Beautiful. Hey, I'm doing well, Terry.
Good. It's good to have you all back here. And what a game. Maybe if we looked at this fixture 4 or 5 months ago, we might have been thinking title decider, title 6-pointer. But it's a top 4 6-pointer, a really big game for both teams. David, I want to come to you first. It's a few days since the Man United game ended. So how are you feeling on reflection of that now? I mean, Chelsea didn't really get a lot of attention after the game. It was all the media's been all about Man United not trying to win it, etc. Were you chuffed with that point, 2 draws on the bounce ahead of this game, or on reflection, you're a little bit more annoyed?
Again, I wasn't annoyed then. I'm not really annoyed now. Obviously, I would have liked to have won, but it's not the end of the world if you draw. We win. If we win to Thursday, you've won. You had Atletico Madrid, Liverpool and Man United in a space of 2 weeks, and you've got 2 wins and 1 draw. It's not the end of the world. In fact, if someone told me that, I'd take it. Of course, I would take it. It's a good set of results. So I wasn't annoyed then. I'm not annoyed now. Yeah, but going into Liverpool, I'm pretty confident we can get the win.
How about yourself, Neats? I mean, Liverpool have been. I know they bounced back and beat Sheffield United the other day, but they did lose 4 on the bounce. They've lost their last 4 games at Anfield. Does that strike you with some level of confidence, considering that Chelsea are barely conceding goals?
Kind of, but not really. Like at the same time, we're not conceding goals. I just don't understand how David's okay with how we're doing. I can't understand it. Like we're not conceding goals, okay, but we're not really scoring either. Like it's always gonna be a concern. And Liverpool's back 4 right now is as shaky as ever. So if we can't score past Liverpool, I'm gonna come on here, and any Chelsea fan smiling, I'm gonna fight you. Because it's a problem. It's such a problem. And I'm starting to get scared. Like, of course, like getting clean sheets and stuff, it's all well and good getting them. But if we're not scoring, what's the point? Like, don't get me wrong. I remember when I was back here, like 3-4 months ago. No, I think 5 months ago, when I said, injuries will play a part in Liverpool not winning the title again this season, and I got slandered. Oh, sorry, we're not there yet. Okay, cool. I'm sure we're gonna go there. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself, but yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, that's cool. That was good chat. That was good chat. We'll get to that a little bit later. When we're also doing something new on the terrace tonight, the 60-second elevator pitch as to why your team is going to win, lose, or draw. We need to get it done. But I hear you on the goals being scored. And Callum, from your point of view, you look at Chelsea. No goals against United, 1 goal against Southampton, 2 versus Newcastle, just 2 versus Sheffield United, 1 past Chelsea. It's 1s and 2s the whole way so far under Thomas Tuchel. They're not scoring heavily. Is that where you think you might be able to capitalize? Chelsea, they're hard to break down, but they're not really overtly attacking, or they're not deadly up front. Does that make you feel a little bit easy going into this game?
No, if I'm going to be honest, it doesn't. I'd have preferred it to be the other way around, where they were kind of free-flowing and scoring goals and sort of letting in a few, because at the moment, our most difficult situation is scoring goals. It's like making clear-cut opportunities, scoring goals on a regular basis. And let's be honest, when Chelsea do set up to defend, they do it better than most teams do. So, I mean, there's no coincidence that they're solid at the back. I think going forward, I think that we've seen all season they've been hit and miss. Like some games are on fire, other games their strikers couldn't hit a barn door. But it's the defence that kind of gave me hope before, whereas now they look like they've figured out defence to an extent. And because we're in such bad form at the moment, it doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence in terms of just scoring goals.
Yeah, Conroy, do you agree with that? I mean, you look at Chelsea, 5 clean sheets in the last 7 games, but under 2.5 goals scored in the matches that they play in. So they're low scoring games for Chelsea right now. Liverpool, I mean, in the last 6 games, you're legitimately in relegation form. I think you're second bottom in the Premier League in the last 6 games. Do you think you'll be able to break your home hoodoo this Thursday against this current Chelsea team under Tuchel?
To be honest, Terrace, after the Sheffield United game, I was in the other fence. I was happy the performance was better, but I wasn't really thinking we were going to lay a glove on Chelsea. However, I'd done a bit of analysis after that and looked at, I think you probably heard the 3-5-2 that Liverpool, when they were attacking, kind of like a lopsided 3-5-2. 3-2-5, getting mixed up there. But when I watched that, what I would say is, agreeing with Callum, is Liverpool, when they played the flat 4-3-3, have been very predictable, boring, not creating anything. And when I watched that, and I know it's against Sheffield United, and I do agree with that, but considering Chelsea have been playing a free sometimes as well, that I feel like that does give me a bit more hope than I had the last couple of days. I feel like with Robertson kind of pushing into the left wing with that formation, and then Mane kind of front three pushing centrally, it has given me a bit more belief than I actually had previously. And I feel like if you look at Chelsea as well, now I know this will improve in the future, but Werner's not really in form, or he plays Giroud. But for me, Liverpool are not going to, the people with the high line, Liverpool are not going to change their system. They're going to play a high line. And I think Fabinho will be fit for Thursday. So either way, I feel like, I hope it's not Kabak who plays. I hope it's Phillips and Fabinho. But I feel like if it is those two, I feel like they will be able to deal with that, in the sense it would just be, if we got enough to break them down. Agreeing with what Callum said. But, I do feel more hopeful than I did a couple of days ago. So I'm a bit more confident for Thursday.
I mean, beating Sheffield United, it's what it's all about. It definitely feels
That's it, mate.
Monser Ahmed here with Super Chat says, our results against the top 6 are good. The home lists have been lost. Okay, the home losses against the bottom half and to the champions elect in Chelsea. It's all about the starting 11 for both teams. Do you know, one thing I'd say about Chelsea is they're not, under Tuchel, they haven't been gun-ho. So where Liverpool have done well against the top 6 teams is they open up and they give them that space in behind, barring Man City. We saw what Tuchel did against Man United only a few days ago. He changed his system. He went from having a more attacking or progressive midfield and went to more defensive. He went they attack less. Very rarely did the fullbacks bomb forward. I think he might adopt the same tactics on Thursday, because if you open up against this Liverpool team in or out of form, they're going to punish you. I just don't see him doing it. I don't see him opening up and giving you time and space, especially Trent and Robertson. I think he's going to try and, if you nullify them, there's zero creativity in this Liverpool team.
I would say Jones has been quite impressive, Terry, though, recently, especially when he's marauding forward. That was quite impressive. I'm not saying it's going to be the same tactics against Chelsea, but I'd say Liverpool have been so stagnant from midfield recently that it was actually quite refreshing to see that. So just thought I'd make that point.
Right. On that. I find Curtis Jones I find Curtis Jones quite interesting, because you'd been in a really bad run of forms. You hadn't been scoring goals. What happened? A midfielder popped up and scored a goal for you, and suddenly, you know, even though it was only Sheffield United, you went on to win a game. Now, my point is, what about the other 2 midfielders that keep playing in your team that do nothing?
In fairness,
Conway, don't bite Conway. He does this every time. Don't bite.
Wijnaldum, who's still
not going to bite.
Again,
I know the genie agenda's there. I'm not going to bite on that.
And I'm still waiting. I'm gonna have grey hair before he gets his next assist. And I've got Thiago, who I predicted would be flop of the season, who's not doing it again. the Andre Gomez derby, they both did nothing, as I've been saying. So what about those two? Are you not going to question those two? Because I think Curtis Jones is actually doing quite well.
No, I have questioned him. I just mean specifically to the attack wise for Sheffield United. What I mean by that is, guys, I'm not one for gassing a win against Sheffield United. I'm more just on the formation of it, because Jones was purposely the one who pushed forward and Gini and Thiago sat. So that's why I think Klopp's maybe taking your point that they need to get more goals from midfield. So that's what I think he's maybe released Jones a bit. He's been more tentative and apprehensive to shoot or bomb forward. So that might play a part on Thursday as well. But no, I take your point, mate. Listen, I've not been sticking up for Thiago especially. I've been like with a question the other day saying, who's been the best midfield? Thiago starts. Well, on performance, no, he doesn't, because other midfielders have played better when they've been on. So I agree with you there.
May I jump in here, Terry?
Yeah, go, mate.
Looking at both teams, see, Liverpool have got one of the best records against the top six. Their best games come against the top six teams. There's a lot of stick thrown at United's way yesterday on Sunday due to their record. But then looking at Chelsea's record against top six or the high opportunity, it's not looking great either. You've got 2 0-0 draws against Man United. You've got the 0-0 draw with Spurs. You've got the 3-1 loss to Arsenal. You got the 3-1 Man City loss. And you lost to Liverpool as well. So it's like yes, I understand that's under Lampard and it was a different thing, but even so, again with Tuchel coming to his first top six team battle, there wasn't a lot going on there as well. So it's one of those ones I look at. It's like, actually,
that was his second
when United were going forward, what they missed was quality. What they missed was that final ball, that killer pass to get in behind. This Liverpool team could deliver that. I know they're off form, but a unformed Sadio Mane, a sharp Bobby Firmino, a sharp Mo Salah is going to do more damage on the wings and in the final third than Scott McTominay, than a Fred. You know what I'm saying? So,
but why can't it be that our defense is just that good that you couldn't get past it? Why has it got to be your players? Why couldn't it just be?
I'll give your defense its credit, but I'm looking at the opportunities that we could have made and we didn't take them. It's not like we played the final ball and it was scintillating and there was a massive tackle from one of your defenders. It was Man United get the ball in a good area, we give it away. Yeah. We make the pass short. We just pass it into a defender. So I'm not trying to take away anything from your defense. I'm just saying the quality of Man United that day wasn't good enough. With a Liverpool side, hungry to prove a point, to get them back into the top 4 with a back off a win as well, that quality might be there. And I'm not trying to say Chelsea are out of it. I'm just saying that is something to be wary of.
I get that. I totally get that. But again, who's to say that our defense just wasn't positioned exactly where they needed to be? Who's to say that us taking Bruno out of the game wasn't as effective as it should have been? You know, like it's these type of things. It's all if, buts, and maybes, blah blah blah. I still think it's the same thing. I think our defense is still good enough to hold off Salah or Mane. It's still good enough to do it. However, of course, if Salah and Mane are having a good day, everyone knows they're unstoppable. Like they are an unstoppable pairing. That's fair. But I think Chelsea can still do a great job against them, regardless of how we played against Man United. I don't think how we played against Man United can even determine how we can play against Liverpool, if that makes sense. I don't think there's any comparison there.
You know what's interesting about that point? I mean, there was a couple of passes from Bruno in that game that were poor. He was nullified to not a lot, and he rushed up. Yeah, well, in terms of where he could have played Rashford in, I think it was 2 major opportunities he really messed up. But when you go back and watch that Scott McTominay, it was interesting. I consumed the content about that game from a Man United fan's point of view. But I watched a Chelsea, I can't remember whose Chelsea channel it was. I watched a Chelsea channel and they were showing the goal and they were talking about Rudiger's positioning that stopped McTominay being able to whip an easy ball in for Rashford to tap away, which made him have to cut it back. And he was sort of pointing out that nobody really praised Rudiger's positioning for stopping the easy ball from coming in. But that's because we do that in football all the time, don't we? If on Thursday, Mo Salah goes through, Mane goes through 1-on-1 and he puts it into the corner, but Mendy keeps it out. Chelsea fans celebrate a great save. Liverpool fans bemoan a poor miss. We tend never to look at it the other way around when it's our own players and our own team. It's going to be interesting. But I wanted to ask you, Neat, about one Liverpool player in particular. Kabak's come in and he looks shaky. Like
Terry, you called it the wrong name. It's Donna Kabak. It's Donna Kabak, fam. Because all he is that guy getting spun. All he's doing is getting spun, bro.
I was about to say, did I say his name wrong? Yeah,
No. It's Donna Kabak, fam.
He has been getting spun and like terribly, right? And when you've got man like was it McBurney the other day turned him inside out like an apple turnover, and I thought to myself, oh wow, why did he put it back on his left foot? Do you think, Neats, that's an area that Timo Werner or Giroud, whoever's playing, they need to target that young man?
It's not even just about targeting that young man. It's about targeting their back two. Like, whoever's in that back two, you can just target it. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry, Anita.
No, I am. I promise you. I really am. I'm so sorry. I hate to talk about Liverpool in this way. I really do. But all you've got to do is you just got to get at them. That's all you've got to do. Like, I'm enjoying if Fabinho is back and he's not injured, if Fabinho is back and he's not injured, right, then it's going to be a problem, because that guy, David, please don't cuss me. That guy is world class, in my opinion. Stop.
That's undebatable.
It's not funny.
That's not debatable. Anita, you're right.
He's world class.
Come on. David,
at DM, I'll give you it. At centre back though, I'm not having
but
it.
The thing is, you know what, David? I'm not even going to argue with you today. We're on the same side. I'm not going to give Liverpool too much props, but his versatility and how well he does play at centre back can feed into the fact that he can be a world class player, especially because he's world class at DM. He comes back at centre back and he's almost just as good as when he's playing DM. But anyway, I digress. See, I'm giving you your flowers, Callum. I'm giving you
for now.
But at the same time, right? If it's Kabak at the back, I don't think Werner's going to be the one to get at him too tough. Werner's obviously just, in my opinion, he's just the runner. Like, he's the runner. He'll run off another striker. But if it's Giroud there giving him troubles, oh come, let's bring it on, man. Like, just bring it on. Like, I'm ready for it, innit? Like, if you have a Werner Giroud type partnership, like, I'm down, man. Like, let's get at him and let's see if he can make any more mistakes than he's already made. But if Fabinho is back, it would be more of a problem.
I hear that. Everyone who's tuning in, do us a big favor right now and smash the like button. Got the big Chelsea versus Liverpool quiz coming up very, very soon. This is going to be interesting. Also, get your super chats in as well. We've got the 3 mystery word competition still going on this week. One of the mystery words is a nickname we use to describe a Premier League manager. The other is a word we use to describe a type of goal. I'll make it a bit easier for you. And the other is the player who I think is the one to watch in this Chelsea-Liverpool game, the one to watch out for, the one who I think could walk away with all the spoils. So get your super chats in, get guessing with the chance to win £100 worth of Amazon vouchers this Friday. We'll do the draw live on the air. Callum, I want to come to you next, bro. Top 4. I mean, it's something you probably didn't think you'd be discussing, fighting for at the beginning of the season. Do you think a defeat in this game could ruin your chances, or do you think it's too early to write off Liverpool? Because I've seen some Liverpool fans say, this could be it if we lose because of confidence, etc. Where do you stand on that?
So it's weird. So I said it was over when we lost to Brighton, and that was a little while back now. The problem that it keeps on happening is we lose these games, but the teams above us don't necessarily capitalize. So even though we're not playing great, the teams above us just still ain't doing what they need to do. So it's it's almost a vicious cycle, because we're losing games and we're thinking, yeah, we're out of it now. We should be out of it. But the teams ahead of us don't capitalize. And then we're giving this hope that, yeah, we can still do it. It gets to a point where games are going to start running out, though. And I think where Chelsea are a top 4 rival in this current race, if you lose against Chelsea, it diminishes your chances. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the chances of us getting it would be very, very low. Now, one thing you have to look at as well is all the teams above us will be playing each other in a few weeks and coming towards the end of the season. Leicester with some of their injuries, you're thinking, yeah, they're a few points ahead of us, but we've seen what Leicester can do when they get injuries. They can kind of plummet. So you're thinking maybe they've got a chance to drop out the top four. We could jump in, but West Ham, they're looking very good this season. They're exceeding everyone's expectations. Obviously, you've got Chelsea there. United and City, I think, are pretty much nailed on to get the top two. It's difficult. I think we can do it. It's just we make it a lot harder for ourselves if we lose this game.
How about yourself, Conroy? I mean, would you write yourselves off if you were to lose this match? Would it be sort of almost season over domestically?
I'll be honest with you, Terry. You said gave up, didn't think we'd be in this position a year ago. I didn't think we'd be in this position 2 weeks ago. I thought we were done, a bit like Callum. So, see, to be perfectly honest, I'm a bit more positive today because I looked at the table, and as bad, as terrible, as rock bottom as Liverpool have been, if they beat Chelsea on Thursday, they go above them, which, I mean, each team's got their own form, but for me, that's baffling in itself because Liverpool, I thought that was long gone. So, especially as Callum relates to Leicester, like, obviously, they've not beaten Arsenal at the weekend. It looks like they might tail off as well. It could potentially happen. So, I do agree. For me, if we lose this game, I think that's it. I don't think we're getting the top four. However, I'm a bit more positive because for some reason, I wasn't keeping an eye on the table as well as that. And I've looked at it this week and I'm like, how bad we've been. I mean, you could get the players, you can motivate the players to say we've been absolutely horrendous, but if we turn up on Thursday, we go above Chelsea and then we get right back in it. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But I do agree. I'm not on the fence. I think if we lose to Chelsea, that's it. A draw, yeah, possibly that's fine. But a loss for me, it confirms it. Because I think that, as Callum said, it's like people keep saying, oh, you're a big team, you do it, you'll make up. But you're running out of games and you've got the same form as the other teams around you. There's zero consistency. So eventually, you're just not going to catch up. So I'd say it's quite crucial this Thursday for me.
I suppose the one good positive, and I throw Man United into this, but we're talking about Chelsea and Liverpool, is it's Leicester, and I'm not saying it's a thing to celebrate, but Leicester have got this mini injury, well, not even a mini, they've got this big injury crisis that's hit them right at the crunch time. Also in a period of the year where Brendan Rodgers loves to crumble. So I think Leicester are going to open up another space in the top four, though. That's why these games, and maybe that's why we've seen some of the top four challengers be a little conservative when it comes to these top six games, because picking up a point in a 0-0 draw, maybe in their eyes is better than losing all 3 points because they feel that maybe Leicester are going to fall away and there's going to be an opportunity to slip in anyway, you know?
Absolutely. I'd say, actually, it's funny you said that because there's not really many Super Sundays this year, is it? It's just tentative Sunday games, 0-0 every time. But you can understand that. To be honest, I would be questioning, and I've not looked into this exactly, but see if Leicester do a very similar thing to done last year on the injuries. I mean, does that not have to be looked into? Because last year, it's roughly about the same time as well. They had a lot of players, Pereira, I think they'd end up playing Luke Thomas and Justin James. And the opposite fullback is Chilwell was out. Chilwell. So, I mean, I don't know if that's something to be looked at, but I agree with you as well, Terry. I think Rodgers is a brilliant coach, but you can just tell, a bit like the Slavia Prague game, that when the heat gets turned up a little bit, he's got a president, crumbling. So hopefully that happens this season. So it'd be nice. Unlike when Liverpool crumbled, it'd be nice this year if he crumbled.
I hear you on that. Sometimes you get in by default. Imagine that, best team in Premier League history ever. They get in by default. It'd be nice. You know what I mean? It's nice. So it's all good there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on very soon to the quiz. This is going to be a little bit of fun because do you know what I think? I was thinking about this when it comes to all preview shows recently. There's only so much you can talk about because it's only 24 hours ago we were talking about the results of both these teams. It's like everything gets done over and over and over and over again by about 35,000 different YouTube channels, to be fair. So we're not going to keep beating the same drum over and over again. Make sure you're hitting that like button right now. We're going to have some fun with this quiz. I'm really excited about this because it's testing football knowledge. And just for full disclosure, they've all been pre-warned about what's coming, but none of them know the pictures they're going to be showing. To explain it to you, it's very simple. We're going to show you pictures. Some of it's of the strike, but most of it is of the celebration. And it's going to be classic goals from Liverpool and classic goals from Chelsea. Some Premier League, some maybe outside the Premier League. And the teams have got to guess, and I want to make sure I get this right. I'm actually going to go back to my bit of paper to make sure I get this right. The teams have got to guess the name of the player that scored the goal. If they get that wrong, they actually lose 5 points. If they don't get the player's name right, they lose 5 points. You've got to You don't know.
It's literally for you. It's going to be Gerrard or like if you don't get Gerrard, you should be embarrassed.
You're losing 5 points, yeah, right. So, but then if you get a point for the team, a point for the competition, a point for the year, and a point for the final score, and if you can guess the month, we'll throw in an extra 5 bonus points as well. And at the end, we'll add up Chelsea versus Liverpool, and we'll put it forward from there. So everyone who's tuning in, you need to hit that like button for us first of all before we start this. Let's get this past 500 likes while we're on the air, please. Me and KJ can just sit back and chill. We're kind of gonna.
I'm here for the vibes, isn't it? I'm saying that
exactly. He's like he's. Do you know what I feel like? You know when you see school teachers and Ofsted turn up. You know what I mean? I feel like I've got Ofsted in What do you mean? So we're gonna start with Liverpool. Liverpool are gonna go first. We're gonna let Liverpool Football Club go first. We're gonna let the current champions and the home team go first. A comment here says neat glasses.
There's that fishing rod out.
I've been getting very headaches lately, and I called my doctor. My doctor's like, "Have you been wearing your glasses?" I said no, and then I got to wear them now.
There we go.
Protect your eyesight. You want to see Chelsea do okay in the league this season, so
just hear about it. These glasses look ridiculous, fam.
Librarian there.
Brian put a comment in earlier. Going, oh wow, I don't know why Prime said this. He said, wow, Anita's wearing shades. I'm like, brother, they're glasses. They're not shades. What's wrong with you? Like, there's no tint. There's no.
God, David. Oh my God, love it. Oh my God.
There we go. So I'm just blocking an idiotic user. There we go. Yeah, so this yeah. What a weird one. I mean, what a strange one. Yeah. A comment here. Auntie Neat.
Auntie.
Abuse. I'm gonna take it.
I love that. Right. So we're gonna go into this as well. Right. So let's get this ball rolling. So, gentlemen, please. So we're gonna go through them one by one. And then you're going to present them back to us at the end. I'm going to give you 30 seconds on each one, and then we're going to go back to them. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're going to start in 3, 2. I better add it to the stream. 1.
Yep, good.
Damn, you already know which one it is.
How is that hard? Terry.
Because guessing the name of the player shouldn't be that. It's a minus pointer if you get it wrong, right?
Yeah.
You don't. Okay. Cool.
Oh, of course, you had to put that goal in.
Hey, why are you giving? Just shush! I don't know. What are you doing?
Get all of these. My memory is terrible. Yeah. Better get Google.
Okay, this is where I'm starting to be like, who?
See,
that?
You kids. If you don't know
I know who that is.
Well, I might know who it. I forgot, man.
There we go. There we had it. That's that. Actually, I'm chopping it down to 15 seconds. 30 seconds is too long. So we're gonna go back to the first one. We'll actually put it back up on the screen again. Let me move this back. I've got this all manually because I don't have an assistant. We're gonna go back to the first one here. That's on now, and we'll move back to this screen. So the first one. Who is it?
Do you want me to deal with this one, Conroy?
Yeah, you go ahead. Mate.
So that's Steven Gerrard, FA Cup final, May 2006 against West Ham.
The FA Cup final, yes. May 2006, yes. They got that. And the team West Ham. Final score at 90 minutes?
3-3.
Wow.
No, is it not? No.
You know, it's been guessed. I can only take your first answer.
I'm right. I know I am.
I can only take your first answer.
No, you are. Sorry, I was getting mixed up there.
The next one.
You want me to deal with this one as well, Conroy?
When you go.
All right. Fernando Torres, Blackburn 4-1. I'm gonna say the month was Hillsborough, so it's April. And this was 2000 and this is the year now. That would have been 2008.
Oh, why am I telling?
Callum is ridiculous. Like, he's ridiculous.
Interesting. The next one on the list here.
Well,
I'll take the team, Callum, and you can do the rest if you're confident. So it was
Other half at least, Conroy. Other half, Conroy. You need to do this half now.
okay. So it was Henderson. It was Chelsea.
Yep.
The final score was 2-1,
Yeah.
and the year was, I want to say, so I did not. I said that the month was September. I did actually have.
Oh
that
yeah,
as
Earth, Wind
September.
and Fire. Yeah.
No, Jenny, I've got it written down, but it was the season. I'm struggling to remember the year.
the answers in
I'm
the...
not
I'll
giving
go
it
for- I'll go for-
the answers in the comment section, so you got to get that quick. So we're going to move on to the final one. You got to get these out quicker because you must have written them down. Here's the final one, Conroy.
Yeah, pen and paper.
So it's Stan Collymore. It was Newcastle. It was 4-3. I want to say it was November
No.
and 97. But this is a bit far.
Okay. There we go. There we have it. So I've totaled up the points. You didn't do bad, you didn't do bad. So some of the ones that stand out is some people at 1999. How was that 1999? So the Gerrard one, everything was absolutely bang on that. You got the name of the players, you didn't lose a point. Okay, yes, it was against West Ham, 1 point. FA Cup, yes. Year 2006, yes. And final score 3-3. So that's 4 points there for you from that one. Torres against Blackburn in the Premier League. You got those three right. You got the final score right. The only thing you got wrong, look, to get 5 points is a year. You said 2008 was 2009 when it happened. That was the famous Rafa celebration where he said over. Like, do you remember when he was like, it's over after you scored that madness of a goal?
No. Let me clear that up. Rafa didn't say it was over. He was about to sub Torres and went like that and said, what do I know?
Nah. I know it probably was that. Look at that propaganda there. The next one, Jordan Henderson against Chelsea. You didn't say in the Premier League.
You said they were all in the Premier League. All right, okay.
No, I said it in the Premier League era, right? So you said that, but yeah, it was the score was 2-1, but you didn't guess the year, so it was only 3 points from that one.
I said 2016.
After all the comments that come up on this, did you say 2016?
I've not got the comments. I've got the private chat. Genuinely, I'm not even saying that.
I will trust you then.
Came up first. No, the comments came up first.
I'm going to get straight here. What you saying, KJ?
Because Conroy is a very honest man. I have no reason to find it suspicious.
Wait.
I have no reason.
Your verdict. Did you hear him say 2016? Did you hear him, or did you hear which one did you hear?
No, I did say because I couldn't remember if it was 17 or 16, so I said 2016.
No, you said I can't remember if it's 2017 or 16.
And then I said, I'm not pressure. If it comes to 1 point, it's fine, right?
You know what?
Put that in limbo.
Wait, because he broke on the heat, and he had no chest. Yeah, no point.
And then the final one, you made the same mistake in the final one. You didn't say in the Premier League, although we know it was. But yes, it was Collymore. It was against Newcastle. You got the 4-3 element right. Did you say the year?
I said 97, but that was a guess.
It was in 1996 that happened.
Ooh,
so
that's when Keegan had the meltdown.
That was Keegan hanging over the side of that was
unlucky. That was unlucky.
That was my childhood.
Nick's not happy with the VAR. He's not happy with the VAR.
Hey, VAR, he's sticking to the rules.
So
I'm not against it.
That's 14 points. That's 14 points for Liverpool in the game. We're going to brand this game on the internet now in case of fraudery. It's called Do You Know Your Team? Boring, dead name. That's just what I'm going to call it. But I'm going to patent the idea, copyright the whole damn thing. I'm not really messing around, right? So now we're going to move on to Chelsea. We're going to Chelsea's next.
I don't even know this one, man.
This is going to be fun. So it's 15 seconds each maximum to guess. And then Neats will do the first two, David the second two. We'll go in that order. And it's 3, it's 2, it's 1, and we go.
I don't know what this is.
I do.
Ooh. Which year? Which cup?
Oh my God, fam.
I don't know who that is.
No,
I wish you do.
You do. Yeah,
You
you
sure?
do. Yeah,
Can't
take off the
see his
glasses.
Can't see his face.
It's Tory Andre Flo, obviously. That's
David, you're gonna have to take this one because I ain't got a clue. I'm gonna take this one.
Oh, yo, you got in there quick, man. Okay.
I'm gonna take this one. I'm just letting David know which one I'm taking, which one I'm not taking.
David's definitely cheating. He's too quiet.
How?
He's too
He's
quiet. He's cheating.
writing. Look at him, he's writing.
Oh,
Which one? Which one?
absolute easy. So easy, that one.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
You should if he's a club legend.
Boy, coming from Conroy, you don't even know what year the players score. Okay.
I'm just annoyed about the Premier League thing. I've let myself down with that.
Remember to say what competition. And 3, 2, 1, and bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. So there we have it.
Sorry,
David,
Terry, can we make this fun? Because I think I know most of the answers for their side. So if they don't get it right,
Yeah, but I knew your answers. We never get to.
I'm just saying, David. I'm just saying.
Man. Oh, you see Callum trying to
I
steal.
think I've got mine. I got the first one. David, you take the second. Can
Right,
I'm gonna take the third. I don't know. I don't know when. I think I know the fourth, but I'm not too sure. But let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
see
neat.
this teamwork. You see this teamwork.
Yeah, we'll put it back up on the screen. First one, who, what, where?
Do you know what? It could be 2 times, but I'm gonna go with Eden Hazard versus Liverpool at Anfield. I think the score. Oh shit, I'm not too sure. But okay, I know the year. The year is 2018 in September.
Woo!
I can't remember the score. I think it was either 2-1 or 2-0.
Pick.
I'm going to take your first one. You said it 1st.
I'm gonna go 2-0.
Okay.
And competition?
I just said it. Carabao Cup, no?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear you say
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah, Carabao Cup
Against Liverpool.
at Anfield, 2018 Carabao Cup. Eden Hazard. That was beautiful. I even know the kind of goal. If I replicate it, can I get an extra like 50 points?
Yeah, you replicate that
Yeah,
goal. Okay.
He set the goal up himself.
Next one, David. Next one, David, is for you.
It's Jesper Gronk, 2003. I believe it was April. I'm gonna say April. Premier League, and it finished 2-1 because that's the game that got us Abramovich's investment.
That I threw that in. I threw that in because, in my opinion, it's the most famous. It's the most important goal in the Roman era because it can't. Without it, he doesn't come in.
They'd be relegated now.
There we go. Nita.
Fam, my boy Ramirez, yeah? My boy Ramirez. This was in, I'm gonna say maybe, I don't know. No, I'm joking. It's definitely 2012. We played against Barcelona. This was at the Nou Camp. It ended 2-2 in the Champions League.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't choose the other the other goal in that game.
Yeah, the one where
Well,
Gary
the
never got
Terrace
first
to the
one would have been
madness.
too easy. It would have been
Terrace
way
to the
too
madness.
easy. Can I try
I-
guess the month or no?
yeah, let it get us a month.
Can I guess the month?
The month
The
of this
month
one.
was part of
No,
the
next one, the
criteria.
one before.
Of this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't. You moved
Yeah,
too
what
quick,
month?
too quick.
I'm gonna say April.
Interesting, Smithers. Final one,
Oh, I'm
David.
gonna do so badly on this one. At
At least we know who it is. I don't know.
I know
who.
it's Drogba. I hope it's in the Premier League.
I think it's at Old Trafford. Oh, sorry.
It's on the badge, David. It's literally on the badge.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also the
it's-
text.
yeah.
It's the font as well. The font on the back. That's how you can always tell.
And the thing is, you can tell the year by the actual
Drogba, Premier
jersey.
League. Ah, bro, I'm awful with
Look at
jersey.
the
Don't,
jersey.
We've been stitched up on this one, Conway. We've been stitched up.
I don't, honestly, I'm absolutely
15
clueless.
seconds.
I'm not going to lie.
It's a Samsung.
Drogba, I'm going Drogba Premier League 2011.
No.
I don't freaking know. I don't know.
All right, let him finish.
Go on.
I've said it. The game ended 3-1 and it was in March.
Super.
There we go.
I've
There we
got
go.
no clue. I've got no
Say
clue.
who we're playing
honestly.
against.
Sensation.
It's against Man United.
Okay, so I'm going to add the scores up now. Wow.
Liverpool defo 1, fam.
Yeah, Terry,
If Cal, if we've lost by 2, I'll buy you a coffee. Sorry, mate. That's
No.
my fault.
Only VAR. So in the end, after all the guesses are in, Liverpool scored 14 points.
out of how many, Terry?
I don't know. Possible 5 out of 20. Out of 20. So it could have been 5 for each. Out of 20. Chelsea scored a massive 16 points.
What?
Sorry.
16 points.
Hold on. How's that work?
You know the difference is.
Hold on.
You
We get screwed in the league with VAR. Now we're getting screwed on the stream
No,
as well.
on a real. The only difference was Conroy didn't say the competitions on the last two. Otherwise, you'd have got the same points. It would have gone to a tie.
Hold on. But Anita didn't say the month for Ramirez one, and we went back.
Yeah,
to
I
that.
did. I said March.
And there was a reminder to say
No. That's because Terry, he went too quick on that one.
He went quick. I hadn't finished.
That had to get brought back. VAR.
Yeah, I see how this is now. I see how.
Terry.
Listen.
Every time I come on there, I get blindsided.
Terry, how many
Every
points did I get
midnight
on the last
vibe,
one?
every Terry show. I'm
You
always a
nearly
bit
threw it away, David. If you only got 3 on the last one. So the last one was Drogba against Man United, yes, obviously in the Premier League, and it was in May 2010, and the score was 2.
We won the league, innit?
Yeah.
We won the league.
I literally can't remember.
We're gonna be.
Aren't you meant to lose? Aren't you meant to lose points if you get something wrong? Did
No,
we
the player,
did you get the
player.
captain?
You get the player wrong.
And in fairness, like I threw Mr. Ronkier in there as a bit of a sideball to try and prove that Chelsea fans, like especially David's age, they're not plastic. They know their history a little bit. So on there. But what I will say is we're going to be doing these on all of our previews moving forward. They're going to get harder. I thought this time I'd throw in the classic goals. I'm going to start throwing in goals from people of the level and age bracket that we remember Karol Poborski and stuff. We're really going to start testing on it. We've got other good games coming to our 5 p.m. and normal 5 p.m. shows as well around Do You Know Your Team, guessing games, etc. We're going to be playing some One's Got to Go live on the air as well. So we've got some good games on the horizon as well here on the Football Terrace to keep things entertaining. However, back to business.
Before we get back to business, Neeks, I've never seen you fight so hard for Liverpool in my life. What kind of fan are you, man? What kind of United fan are you fighting?
It's a disgrace.
Anti-Anita. He hates me.
Literally, the only difference in the two were is Chelsea got all barring David at the end. It was the months, but then it was because Conrad did literally. If it had just said the competition, he literally slipped the tongue, moved on. And by the way, it was easy because like the badges on the arms give it away. Who you're playing against, you should be able to tell if it's Old Trafford or not. You know what I mean? I was hoping Chelsea were going to get the Cronko wrong, but there we go.
If Kabak plays better than that on Thursday, we'll be fine. But if he has a performance like that, good night, Vienna.
Kabak's won 2 league games all season, so I'm not.
By the way, viewers,
have you got him on the tape now? Is that what it is? You got him on the tape? Okay, we see you, Callum. We see you, man, trying to bribe the Football Terrace panel.
You speak English. Do you know what I want to say here to the viewers? One person who has put in a guess so far for no one's guessed my danger man for the game yet. Nobody's guessed the nickname for the manager, but somebody has got right the kind of what we describe a goal as in the Premier League. So if you want to get your super chats in, everybody that guesses right goes into the prize draw. So get your super chats in now. Look at what other people have said, and let's move on. We're going to be doing some pitches soon. We're going to be doing the 60-second elevator pitches. They're going to be our panelists are going to be put front and center of the show to have what they think and what they feel. But get any super chat questions or member chat questions in that you have for the panel. in relation to this game. We'd love to know what you think or any questions you want to ask of them. Oh, Ramsey is saying, I call corruption. Bruv, this ain't Barcelona, bruv.
Oh my God.
Hats. Tinfoil hats everywhere, fam.
They're complaining like when Mane was offside against Everton. Just get over it.
I mean, it was a little bit of fun for me. It was a little bit of fun. We've had another guess in here for the danger man. Who would be your danger man for the game? Who do you think is going to stand out and have like an absolutely brilliant match?
Who, me?
Yeah, who
Why did I think you said Neeks? Neeks ain't even here. See, PTSD. It's PTSD, man. I think it's gonna be Mohamed Salah, 100%. If he turns up, I'm not saying Mane for a reason, but if Mohamed Salah turns up, Chelsea are in trouble, and that's just that. Like, I can't see like Rudiger going up against Salah without, costing a penalty or something like that. Like, I genuinely think if Salah has a good game, then it's going to be a problem, especially because Thiago Silva's he's still out. So that might be a huge issue. Exactly. Oh, look, you're fancy your chances now.
Is he confirmed still out?
Is Pulisic out as well?
Is he confirmed still out?
Pulisic still in. Yeah.
Oh, he's still in. Okay, Callum, all we need to do
on the 8th of March or something. 7th of March, 8th of March. The next match.
Pulisic still gives me nightmares from Anfield.
Pulisic's still there. Just breathe on him, and then he'll be out again. Don't worry about that.
Exactly. All you got to do is hamstring.
Yeah,
it's true. Man is a featherweight. Callum, who you picking as the danger man?
I'm actually gonna go a bit left of field here. I'm actually gonna say Trent might be the danger man, with you having Alonso on that side potentially.
Yeah, you just think about it. You just thought about it.
Yeah, I think Trent could be, because Trent might get a lot more space than he normally gets. So might be able to be in positions where he can actually pick out crosses and passes that could damage.
Hey David, look at you! It just dawned on you, innit? On that left side. David was looking at the sun like shit.
He's having like sobering thoughts where it's like, oh, please don't let that be the case. David, who would you pick? Who's the player that either on your team you think could kill it, or the opponents that you're scared of? Genie?
Oh, God, no, not him either.
God.
I think
last minute winner coming up, but Genie Wijnaldum.
You know what?
Love it.
Werner. I think Werner could be big in this.
No, for the opposite team.
I'm saying I think Werner's going to be our danger man. That's what I'm saying.
I thought the question is on the opposite team. Who do you think
on the opposite team, my answer is Salah, because Firmino is Firmino, and Mane is performing to about his normal level. So, no, I'm sorry, he's having his normal season. It's just that last year his season was slightly better. I'm sorry, Mane's best season is equal to Salah's worst. It's true.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a man that smokes, but whatever you're taking, David,
there we go. How about you? Who's the standout player?
For us, I think it will be. I was thinking about Curtis, but I think I'll go for Mo Salah. Even though I would say you say he turns up, Mo Salah doesn't always turn up and link up and play amazing. He just is so effective. That's what he does. And if he has a day like that, it's more his movement than dribbling. You say about Rudiger, but it's actually probably, if you actually watch Salah in a game, doesn't actually dribble past many people with the ball. It's more about the first time passing behind. He's always looking for that. So I'd go for Salah for me. For Chelsea, we'll go for Mason Mount, because I know David loves him. No, I'm only joking. I'd say Giroud if he starts. I always think Giroud's a superb, very underrated striker.
Sorry, Terry, I know this. Do you mind if I ask a question just to Neats and
of course.
David? What is about? Because I'll be honest, and again, I only speak as a Liverpool fan who occasionally watches Chelsea. But every time I watch Chelsea, Mason Mount, I won't say he plays amazing all the time, but he's effective. He does something. He stand up and he's counting. What is the hate for Mason Mount amongst the Chelsea?
Ask David that.
Yeah,
because it seems as though Kai Havertz had one or two decent halves of football at the beginning of the season, and everyone wants him in the team ahead of Mount, but Mount's been delivering this season.
Can
My
I try
opinion.
first, actually? Can I
I know
go
you
in
go
first?
first. You go first. Then I'll.
Yeah,
I'll
David,
go
they
back.
will just slam dunk on what I say. I personally don't understand it. I think the hate is quite minimal. I think it's maximized more on like YouTube platforms that that are just coming up. I don't think there's many YouTube platforms that do say that Mason Mount isn't of quality or Mason Mount isn't as effective. I don't know where the hate stems from with David in particular, because more time David will want more from him. Mount will give you more, and then Dave will be like, it wasn't good enough. And it's like, what
Yeah,
more
it's true.
can
That
he
isn't
do?
true.
Yeah,
For David, one of David's points is that he doesn't create clear-cut chances or good chances. But my thing is, right, he's creating these chances, and it's up to our forwards to take these chances. The chances, he's creating them. The stats are there. He's creating them, and you can see it. Like, he's creating chances, whether they're not pretty or not. He's creating them, and our forwards are just not taking them. Because if we had forwards like Willian, I'm saying Willian very loosely, but if we had forwards like Willian, or if we had forwards like Costa, Diego Costa, and Eden Hazard, they will take those chances and they will bury it. But our forwards aren't burying it. But I'm gonna let David slam dunk on my opinion. Go on.
Hold on. I'm just getting something up quickly.
I don't want to hear about goal expected GA, bro. I don't want to hear about
David
David.
goes, because he's getting his stats up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta also remember, Mason Mount does something that most players don't do, and it's run to the earths. He runs to the earths. Alright, shout out Gold Niggas podcast. If you watch it, alright, you know about running to the earths, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so sad. Big up, David.
No, my thing is with Mason is that I can understand why Liverpool fans would like him, because he's another one of these midfielders that does all these fancy, or look at me, I pass forward and that, but don't really do much at the end. But my whole thing about him is, like, again, in the United game, an absolutely fantastic run to get in the box. He's cut back onto his left, and then for some reason he just lacks this just end quality that I want to see. And the thing is, I can see where he's going to be in a couple of years, but everyone talks about where he's going to be in a couple of years as if it's right now. And right now, I do not see that player. I see a young kid who progresses the ball really well. I do see a young kid who's got a decent set piece on him, above average set piece. Obviously not James Ward-Prowse, because that's a different guy, but he's very good at them. But what I don't see is someone who, as Roy Keane was saying, is of Paul Scholes level. I don't see the Frank Lampard that everyone's talking about. When people talk about Frank Lampard, they don't talk about his early stages and other players like Didier Drogba in their early stages when they're a bit younger, when they're still trying to figure out what type of player they are and how they're going to actually get the ball in the back of the net. They talk about when they're actually at that stage, when they've done it. Mason Mount, everyone's trying to move him into that bracket already, but he hasn't done enough. He ain't done enough to prove it.
This is what your argument falls down. What people, bruv? And what people?
Roy Keane literally said on Sunday. Roy Keane on Sunday said he is Paul Scholes level.
Yeah,
he's not.
He's not.
I feel like the context is more at that age. Paul Scholes at that age. I feel like that's more of the context that he went for. But
do you know what I would say about yourself, David? Is this? I do get where you're coming from, where you say some people over egg him, or they say he's beyond where he is right now. But as Matisse said last week, you shouldn't let that overtly impact you. But there also comes a time where if enough people, nearly every pundit, nearly every journalist, nearly every ex-pro, nearly every Chelsea fan you speak to, sees something you're not seeing. Maybe, David, maybe you're wrong, mate.
Maybe you've got issue.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong because the numbers prove it. The number. Tell you again. This is one of those things. Again, when you look at the chances created, all right, it's cool. Of course, he's going to have the most chances created. Plays the most minutes. Plays every free kick and corner. Plays every free kick and corner, and he's our attacking eight. So therefore, he's got to have the most chances, or else we'd have a problem here. So
no, sorry, Trader. You can't use that. Someone did use that with me once, where they said, "Oh, Bruno's chances created is only higher because he takes all the free kicks and all the corners." can't put someone down because they're the best player in your
I'm not
squad.
putting him down for it.
You
What
are.
No. What I'm saying is, I said he should be there. He should be there. But how many times?
No, he
Chelsea
shouldn't.
fans.
No,
Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans.
David,
all
you're
the
wrong.
time.
Sorry, David. You're wrong, David. You're wrong. I'm not even letting you finish. You're wrong. Just because he takes the corners and free kicks doesn't mean he should be high at creating. He is high at creating because he's good at taking them. That's what praise.
Did I not say that?
Bruno's only got lots of goals because he doesn't miss penalties. Why is that a bad thing? Like it's a madness.
Did I not say?
No, David, you may have said it, but you said it behind gritty teeth because you said it behind gritty teeth because you wanted to say okay, then thought about it. Actually, no, that's kind of mad. Let me actually give you a little boost and say above average.
Okay,
Second
guys.
of all, the connotations that you're using his stats are always negative. So that's what we're going to get into. It don't matter if I said it. It don't matter because you're saying it in a negative way.
But again, when I come on and say I thought he was good today, but I don't think he was perfect. I can come on and say he was the best player on the field, but everyone's like, David, you're not giving him enough praise today, are you?
Because sometimes, right, Mason Mount will have an exceptional game, or Mason Mount will score. I think it was one match where Mason Mount actually scored from open play outside the box, yeah. And then David comes on here, it was like, yeah, but he didn't play perfectly. He didn't what do you want from him? Don't play
Exactly.
No. The game I said that was Southampton when he scored the penalty, and I was like, fair enough, he scored the penalty, but again, my whole thing of contribution from open play is still a thing.
David, you are letting people who love him that much get to your opinion, and now you form a needless agenda for no reason. That's what it is.
It's not an agenda. It's not an agenda. I want what is best for Chelsea. As of right now, if I want to win a league, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, all these guys who are our best players, that's part of the problem.
David, and I get that you're entitled to an opinion, but if Roy Keane rates you, you're good. Because Roy Keane don't rate. No, I don't think.
I don't trust my brother with rating people. I'm just gonna say that.
Listen, no, look, Roy Keane knows what he's doing. Do you know
if he knew what he was doing, he wouldn't have been such a failure as manager.
No, I actually nearly got triggered. Then
is Roy Keane a failure as a manager though? He got Sunderland promoted.
Guys, not about the debate. Listen, the reason why where Roy Keane failed as a manager isn't in his inability to understand what good football looks like or even how to coach it. It's how to manage people. He ain't a good people person. He has no emotional IQ. Don't like, well, people like we know Gary Neville knows football. We rate him as a pundit, but he's a shit manager. Yeah, because he didn't really want to be a bloody manager. He took it. He even says I shouldn't have taken it. I never planned to be one. A certain type of look, Frank Lampard. Tactics weren't really the problem. It's how he treated everybody more than his tactics. Original base Annie here says, Anita, them glasses. Hello. Lots of fire there. Original base Annie is liking it. Christopher here says an 8-year-old David had his first ever crush on by Mason Mount. He has held this gender against him ever since. That's what happened. We're going to play another game before we go. Another game we were thinking of testing out on the terrace. We're going to do it today. The viewers are not going to know who the player is. It's called Guess Who. We're going to see if we can tie it up today, 1-1. We're going to play a little game called Guess Who. We're going to do Liverpool first. I've got 10 Premier League legends of your football clubs in front of me. I'm going to describe them without saying their name. And you've got to guess who I'm talking about.
Cool. So when you say describe, are you talking about their goals, their career, or the actual looks?
It might be about the type of player they are. It could be something they look like. It could be a nickname. But I'm going to describe them, and you've got to guess who they are and understand who they are in that way. Does that make sense? Yeah. It should make sense when we do it. So we're going to do Liverpool first. See if you guys can tie this up. Viewers, see if you can guess as well as we go through this. Make sure you're smashing the like and the share button. Right, so number 1 or number 10 is on my list here. Okay, so actually I need KJ for this as well. There's going to be a maximum of 1 minute to go through all of these and guess. So can you time a minute for me? And you say go, and then we all go.
Terry, can we
1 second?
Just to shout it out when we know.
Yes.
Intermission. 2 seconds, people.
Can you still? I don't know how to put that in. If they get any wrong and they say pass, you get a chance to after if you think you know it. So make a note of who you think it may be.
Cool.
Mate,
We
is
got
it
this,
each?
Conroy.
Are we doing it each?
Yeah,
or...
mate, don't worry, mate. You can carry this trailer. No worries, mate. I believe in you.
We got this, bro. We got
Callum's got such a Liverpool brain. It's unbelievable.
See, I thought I was good. Callum's like extraordinary. I remember results and players, but Callum's just everything. It's crazy.
Mate, Callum, have you met Bubbles before? Have you met Bubbles yet?
Nah.
You should get her on your podcast. You guys will go head to head with it. Like her brain is Liverpool FC. Like it's crazy. Yeah. You're literally AJ, you know.
Yeah.
I've
got the timer here.
You ready to go? Cool. Right. So again, we're going to make this game harder as we develop it on the channel, but I thought we'd go with legends first to make it easier. So you count us in 3, 2, 1, KJ, and then we go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Liverpool suck.
This guy, no hair, legend of the club of the Rafa era. No hair.
Pepe Reina.
Move it. Yes, absolutely. Next player, skillful, elegant on the ball, played for England. Wasn't born in England, though. Likes to rap a little bit.
John Barnes.
John Barnes moving forward. Next guy, commanding centre-back, big guy.
Virgil van Dijk.
Part of the kind of era at Liverpool before you became good again, but part of part of the Premier League era before you became good. Blonde hair, really tall.
Sammy Huppier.
Sammy Huppier. Moving forward,
right.
You know this guy. This guy here burst onto the scene, baby face, but barely any hamstrings. Right, no hamstrings.
Mike Lowen.
There we go. Next up, this geezer, awful pundit. I think he prefers Man City.
That's time.
Time's
that
up.
was outside. That was outside.
What was it? Who was it?
The last one.
Stephen Manaman.
Oh,
five.
Five.
Got five. They got 5 there. So I just now need to do. So now we're gonna go to. Oh, I've actually lost it. Right. So where's it gone? There it is. So
the baby's got a carry.
Carry this one.
That's a brilliant game, though. What a buzz!
I've lost the Chelsea. I've lost the Chelsea picture. I had a big picture of all the players that I wanted in front of me. That way, it'd make it easier, and it couldn't go wrong. And then I lost the picture. So, right, count us in, David.
3, 2.
Only about 4 Chelsea legends.
Small, tiny, bit of a geezer.
Zola, Dennis Wise.
Dennis Wise moving, absolutely silky, skillful dribbles, big,
fast. Hazard.
Yes. You know, his wife was a pop star. He played on the left. There we go. Next one, excellent goal scorer. His hair used to look good. Hair doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Absolutely. This guy played in the midfield. Long blonde hair. Silky, skillful, speaks French. He might have played for another London club.
Petit.
Absolutely right. Next up, we're talking here about goalkeepers. Now, this guy kind of goofy. Looks like my dad hair around us like looks a bit goofy. Look like Michael Fitch. No, before that.
Sosa.
Time.
5-5. By the way, they were much easier.
Much easier. But they've only got a few legends. I read it, Conroy.
Who was the goalkeeper?
Liverpool guy. Do you know who the goalkeeper was?
So, Ed De Hoy?
Yeah, it was Ed De Hoy. Yeah.
That's before my time.
What?
David, like I said to you off air, I wasn't alive when World War II happened, but I know. Don't give me, I wasn't born. Learn about your club. Yeah,
technically we win that, right? Because they didn't get the goalkeeper and we got it.
No, because they haven't had a chance to steal.
Oh, get KJ again. KJ, where's Neeks? Mod this, please. Mod this, me.
No, don't get your agent up in here.
One at a time, please. One at a time. We're going to do a tiebreaker. Now. I'm going to ask you both a question that will be generic. It'll be for both your clubs, but you've both got an answer for it. And I'm going to throw this in. I'm just getting the dates up in front of me because I want to get this right. This is a tiebreaker to win.
Can we do it this way, yeah? Someone has to say me first, so we don't all say it at once.
Okay. You got to shout. You got to shout. What I want you to do, I want you to shout out Tuchel is God. If you're from the Chelsea, if that's your buzzer, Liverpool point of view, you've got to go like that, right? You've got to do that scouse noise. If you want to come in, that's what you got to do. So that's your buzz. If you don't make those noises, you're out of it. So
Tuchel is God, yeah.
Yes, Tuchel is God is what you got to shout here.
Right, I'll go for that.
Right. So, this is going to be good. I'm just getting both. In what year did your club win its first ever top flight league title?
Tuchel is God. 55,
Yes,
1955.
Boom, that's correct.
Yeah!
Chelsea get the win.
Come on, kid. Come on, young kid.
No one can blame me for that. That was clean.
Yeah, no, that one was an easy one though, because it's the only one they won before Abramovich came.
Liverpool's actually, I was shocked when I saw it was actually 1901.
Oh
Jeez.
wow!
So look at the odds for us getting that one.
General knowledge. What we're gonna do when we do these previews, we're gonna do the guessing game. We're gonna do a bit of the first guessing game. We're gonna do both the guessing games, and then we're gonna do some general knowledge stuff to build out these things. We're just kind of testing stuff tonight as a bit of a pilot. But general knowledge is a weird one. I got an answer right to something before that I'd only learned a day earlier. I was literally listening to a podcast and something came up, and I would have never have known it was Man United's first ever international player, and I don't remember his name now. I just knew it at the time. So there we go. But David got that right. But David didn't Google it. There's no way he typed Chelsea's first league title.
Is there? I would literally have to have been like, you would have seen me like change position. I was just there like.
Next time we'll do it. Have your hands on your head like this. Like doing that. Listen, great show, everyone. Really enjoyed it. Everybody that tuned in, make sure you're smashing those like and share. Oh, we haven't done
the predictions.
Oh, we haven't done the pitches. I forgot. I got so excited about it.
I was waiting for that.
So,
come on, Terry.
we'll start with Liverpool first of all. We're going to do the 60-second pitches here. And we're actually going to build this up. We're going to get a nice little intro to this and everything. So, we're starting with the 60-second pitches. As soon as they appear on camera, KJ, I need you to start the countdown. And when they hit seconds, we stop them. We stop them when they hit the second there. So that's what we're going to do. First up is going to be Conroy for his 60-second pitch. So once you see Conroy's face back on camera, we jump into it. Viewers, make sure you're smashing that like button. Here we go.
Go, speak.
Hello? Yeah, sorry, guys. Well, that was it. Hi, guys. I think this Thursday, actually the overall outcome of the game will be a draw. I think if Liverpool play like they did against Sheffield United with a 3-2-5 or use that outcome, I think if Chelsea go with a 3 at the back as well, we'll cancel each other out. If Liverpool do win, I'd say it'll be a not many chances in the game and it'll be a 1-0 win. That's the reason I believe that is just that I think the formations will clash. I could see Salah or Trent being quite danger man for Liverpool in this game. For Chelsea, I could see it being Giroud, possibly focusing on Werner as well, if maybe use against Liverpool's high line. But overall, I think it will be a 0-0 draw, to be honest, not to be pessimistic, but that's my feelings towards it. And if Liverpool are successful, I think it would actually come from their midfield, which has recently been used quite effectively. So that's my take on the game. Thanks.
There we go.
Wait, 5, 4, 3. He had more time, Terry. You ruined it for him.
It was done. I could tell it was done.
It was done.
Done. Do you know what? It doesn't need to last 60 seconds. It's just got to be, if you do it in 30 seconds, but it's on point, then boom, comes elevator pitch. Elevator pitch. Right. Next up's going to be David. David is going next. Get yourself ready, David. Conroy, I don't know what Conroy, I thought he zoned out.
I thought my Wi-Fi had stopped as it happened, so I was like panicking, so it's fine.
Let's do this.
Chelsea versus Liverpool on Thursday. I think Chelsea are going to come out 2-1 winners. I think the goal for Liverpool will be Salah, but our 2 goal scorers will be Timo Werner and, surprisingly, Havertz off the bench. Because why not? Because I'm part German and I love Tuchel. Because why not? Why not? Let's just go with it. I think Kabak and Phillips are a vulnerable partnership at the back. I think we can get at that, especially with Giroud's aerial ability. Maybe you can go one-on-one with the Kabak and try and dominate him. I think Liverpool playing their attacking fullback, says Conroy's talking like this 3-2-5. I think that could be a massive outlet for us, actually. I think using our wing backs, Hudson-Odoi or Reece James on one side, I think Alonso on the other, I think we can get him behind. And if we can get in those crosses, you know, we never know. We never know. But hopefully we can win. And if we do win, Lord help all of you, because I was at the start of the season when I said game week 2, I was paraphrasing. Make game week 20 whatever we're in right now. I don't care. I've forgotten the game week, but we're gonna win, and yeah, we're gonna collect 3 points, top 4 above West Ham. Catch up
it's time to go.
Well done, David. That was good. I enjoyed that. I've already thought of a new way we can add this into the quiz as well. I'm an innovator. I'm such a cool guy, you know. Next up, it's going to be Callum. Man like Callum in the house. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
First time I ever did a stream with Anita and David, they sat there with a straight face and they said, Thiago Silva's better than Virgil van Dijk. They said that we're going to get wrapped up when we play them. And then a few days after we beat them 2-0, when Kepa did his best impression of Karius, they were nowhere to be seen. Yeah, now they've got Lampard, who sussed out Klopp, and he got sacked. So now comes in the fake Klopp. But yeah, we've still got the Kaiser. We've got the Kaiser. We're the top dogs, yeah? Champions of the league, the last English team to win the Champions League. Let's be honest, Chelsea don't really want to beat any teams in the top 6. They're just there to compete. They're the bridesmaid. But not us. We're the wife. We're the groom. We want the action on the night. No pun intended. Terry, I don't want to get your channel shut down. You see this game? We're going to go for it. Liverpool to win 2-1. This is what we do. Backs against the wall. We do this. We don't have a slogan like "You'll never walk alone for nothing."
It's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you want to, yell and scream. You lost.
It is my turn.
You lost the game.
That is really good. I like that. It was a good one. Finally, Neats, it's down to you. It's down to you to bring it home for Chelsea. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Wow. Okay, so we're playing Liverpool. Callum's talking about game week 2 when I said Lampard plus Klopp. Yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Funny. But let's look at the statistics now, yeah? Last time Liverpool won, they won on the weekend after how many L's? They've lost so many times at home as well. Coming away, can they really come and do it? I don't think so. When you think about it, Thiago Silva's had a better season than Van Dijk. Oops, sorry, did I hit a nerve? Sorry, Callum, I can see you in the background. Ha, ha, ha. I think Chelsea's probably going to win either 2-1 or it might be a 1-1 draw. David talking about Callum. Listen, Callum might be out, so it might be a bit of a fishy one. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think one of our goals will probably come from Giroud or Werner. I'm not too sure. But at the end of the day, I think if Chelsea doesn't win, Liverpool ain't going to win either. So it's either a draw or a Chelsea win. Callum, bring me back on your show. I'm ready to cuss you all out. Because at the end of the day, Lampard made Lampard made it of us Klopp.
Why are you still going? You was tired.
Why did you forget about that? Why did you bring that up? Why did you bring that part up?
Terry, can I just virtual one?
Why did you bring that up? I got a hold
The virtual comment was harsh.
When I come on your show, make sure that you've got a backing track for me. I've got a whole diss track for you. This track.
I love it.
You didn't have to mention Virgil's name. That was harsh, man.
It was harsh.
KJ's going to do a neutral one. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
All right, here we go, people. Chelsea versus Liverpool. We'll start with Chelsea. These man getting all happy now that the plastic surgeons come in, man, like Tuchel, making their chest big. Make that double extra E, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's how big their chest is right now. But they're not looking at the facts. Right now, they've also got a terrible record against the top 6. And that man need to be worried because the German man is still coming, and Werner's still doing up, and I miss you, and I miss you, because all he's doing up is missing goals, fam. That's all he's been doing, and Caltech getting dragged off at half time because he's injured and that. You know what I'm saying? Also, Liverpool, these man, betting news and that, been crying all season about this, that, and the third. Yo, listen, hold tight, Liverpool, bud, because it's gonna be peak for you, man. You man got absolute amateurs at the back, and you got your Bobby Firmino goals up front scoring nothing, fam. So I'm gonna say 2-2 win it. It's gonna be absolute screw ups.
Yeah.
You got bodied from start to finish, blood.
There we go. Well done, people. I hope the viewers enjoyed that. Added a different kind of flavor to what we're doing. We need to change something because I was getting bored of doing normal previews. Legit, I'd sit here sometimes. The other day I did one. I'm not saying which one, and it come back to me after about 10 minutes. And I was sitting here and I thought, I hope no one asked me a question because I have no idea what we've been talking about. I just was gone. I was like,
You did look a bit blank last time we had you on Coppage still. All right, Terry, I see you.
Me. Listen, everyone who's tuned in today, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Chelsea won the preview, but will they win the game on Thursday? We'll be here live straight after the match. Full match reaction show as ever on the Football Terrace, the #1 premier place on YouTube. And then once you've done our stream, check out some other people, maybe like Coppish or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But doing it as ever. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God